Week 2 was a fairly unsurprising week in the LCK summer season. Gen G, T1 and KT showed that they are the consensus top 3 teams in the league. Hanwha Life took care of business after a difficult week 1 schedule, and Brion pulled off the only shock of the week, taking down a deathless DK. In this series we take a look back at the previous week's action and hand out awards based on players' individual performances. So let's get started with my top 3 players of the week. In third place was Lehends, showing off how to beat these meta-scaling supports, playing the Nautilus and Rakan to perfection, and even bringing out the Renata to counter DRX drafting a full engaged team comp.
Talking about Lehends gets a massive flank with his ultimate. Everybody's just getting blown up underneath that dragon, as well as the Kazate is kind of going mad at that backline. Jiwoo trying to make something of this, and he will get the shutdown on the Jinx. As meanwhile, Paddock alone against Lehends. Lehends doesn't seem too long for this world, although, okay, the wall's still here. BDD should be able to clean him up. One more Q to do it if he can hit it, as okay, Paddock going to live for now.
Grabbing him, helping, but
there you go.
In second place was Hanwha Life's superstar AD carry Viper. The man who seems to always play team fights perfectly was able to pop off this week, as his teammates didn't lose the game before he could carry them to victory, and showed us why he has a World Championship skin for Aphelios. My MVP of the week showed us that KT really just stands for Kiin team, as he was bullying people this week, showing that when a Renekton struggles, it's not that the champion is bad, but it's just the player isn't able to take over games like Kiin did in all of KT's games this week.
To zero him, but it will not happen. Duan, they will save this stun though for when this does go down, as Duan not able to flash over the wall, and Kiin is surviving against Rascal. He will be able to win this trade in the 2v2. That is 2 kills.
I'm changing the name of the next award to Rookie of the Week excluding Peyz, because he would just win it every week, as he is guaranteed to be the Rookie of the Year, and is now making a case to become the MVP of this split. But the rest of the rookies this week really struggled, and while his team lost all 4 games they played, Sylvie was the only player consistently showing fight on Nongshim. His Sejuani especially looked great, but with the rest of his team faltering, he could only do so much as a tank in the jungle. A player to look out for in the future is Jiwoo, who after being hard camped by Kingen in his debut game, he had a great performance in Game 2 on the Jinx, and definitely should be Nongshim's starting AD carry moving forward, instead of Vital. While Nongshim aren't going to be even close to contending for playoffs, if they had a better mid laner, with Jiwoo and Sylvie, they could be a team always looking to make upsets happen. My biggest disappointment this week, and really this split so far, has been Willa. After having a fantastic start to the spring split, being a huge factor in why Live Sandbox made playoffs, he has seemingly fallen off a cliff and has gone from being the 4th or 5th best jungler to one of the worst. For Live Sandbox to make playoffs, let alone compete for the top 4, Willa needs to find his form again, and needs to find it quickly. Now, for the teams of the week. Starting with the third team, we have Showmaker, who even with his team getting upset by Brion, he was the best player on his team that series, and then versus Nongshim, showed the LCK the true power of static Shiv LeBlanc.
So now the real AD carry is on the rift. Showmaker trying to get into that mist to take down Dundun as well. But maybe he's just finished with this game. Could be going home early, as we know he very much enjoys that one. As oh my, this is revolting! As Dundun wants to kill Deft, he is going to be able to do so. No one can kill Showmaker, especially not when he has a kitty cat. As yep, shock Teemo indeed. And he's going to emote a little bit before getting that 50 gold from the Nexus.
Next, on the second team we have 3 T1 members, headlined by their most consistent player of the split so far, Gumayusi, who showed while he doesn't often play Zeri, he definitely knows how to, and also brought back an old answer to the Zeri with his Nyla.
Look at how much time the Jubilant Veil bought into the Zeri goes the Vi, and yeah, she explodes, but it's her health bar that's going to go down the majority of the way. And T1, oh man.
Finally, The team of the week is dominated by KT, who had a fantastic week. And with Owner slumping and Kingen still not being fully consistent, Cuzz is showing us that he might be the best jungler in the LCK. His super aggressive playstyle means while he might make some early mistakes, it is well worth it, as almost every game he's setting up Kiin and the rest of the team early, putting KT in positions to just dominate games.
Kiin gonna get into that backline, is looking for Kroko on top of barrel as Kroko will flash the wall. Here comes BDD and he will clean up. Paddock as well has red white, but he doesn't have flash, remember, from the bottom lane. Down he goes, it's a double kill for BDD.
Every team is now 4 matches into the season, and we are now starting to get a better picture of how the LCK will look this split. As well as watching who will be the first team to defeat Gen G this split, we are going to have an exciting race for the 6th seed that might take the entire split to find out who will be joining the top 5 teams in playoffs. There is still plenty of time left in this split for surprises to happen and for teams to improve. But if you don't start going on a run soon, the split might be over before teams even know it.